Tonight, COVID hits another Trump insider, Rudy Giuliani, who's been on the road in 4 states leading the president's election challenge, representing him on TV this morning.
Well, I think Georgia, we're probably the furthest along.
Hours later, the president announced Giuliani's COVID diagnosis on Twitter. Get better soon, Rudy. We will carry on. The president put resentment on center stage in Georgia.
They cheated and they rigged our presidential election, but we will still win it. We will still win it.
While supporters indulged the president's false and unfounded allegations, vowing to fight for Trump. Today, new pushback from Republican officials in Georgia who have had enough.
The president's statements are false. They're disinformation. They are stoking anger and fear among his supporters, and hell, I voted for him.
New lockdowns are being put in place in a number of regions amidst the ongoing surge in infections. Health officials are considering ending even outdoor dining. And in most of California, stay-at-home orders have been imposed. The Food and Drug Administration is set to review a new vaccine this week. It's a process that in the past would have taken months, but in what amounts to a life or death situation, health officials are hoping it will take a matter of hours. But even when they are approved, it will take months before the vaccines are widely available to the general public.
Be thinking in the February-March timeframe that you're going to see more general vaccination, and by the second quarter of next year, we'll have enough vaccine for every American that wants it.
And the latest revelation into the killing of the Iranian top nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, Iran has said that he was assassinated by Israeli operatives using a satellite-controlled machine gun. The Fakhrizadeh, remember, was killed on the 27th of November. The scientist was ambushed and then assassinated while he was driving on a highway just east of the capital city of Tehran. It is being reported that it was some kind of a AI-controlled weapon that zoomed in onto his face. Now, there are various accounts of Fakhrizadeh's deaths that have emerged from within the Iranian circles. There are some reports that earlier said that he was caught in a gunfight between his bodyguards, and others said that he was actually fired by a remote-controlled machine gun that was mounted on top of a pickup truck. There was a massive protest march that was carried out against the controversial farm laws that have been brought in India. And according to reports, at least about 13 people have been arrested for flouting COVID-19 guidelines at the protest in front of the Indian High Commission's office. Now, according to estimates, about 4,000 people gathered outside the Indian High Commission's office and demanded that these controversial farm laws be immediately struck down.
The corruption trial of former President Jacob Zuma is expected to be heard on Tuesday. However, there are reports that the trial will be postponed pending a ruling between French arms company Thales and the NPA. Thales is accused of bribing Zuma and wants the charges against it to be set aside. This could be the reason the Tuesday sitting will not go ahead as expected. Should the sitting be postponed, it means a February trial set by the state will be affected.
Downtown Bamenda, the capital of Cameroon's English-speaking region. It was supposed to be a day of voting for greater autonomy. Instead, it's another day of protest. Separatists in the northwestern region have threatened those taking part in the vote, calling on people to stay indoors and not take part in what they describe as a sham regional election. For them, Cameroon's English-speaking region is a country they call Ambazonia, fighting for independence against a central French-speaking state that not only oppresses their right to use the English language, but profits from their region's natural resources rich in precious minerals. But for ruling party municipal councillors voting for these new regional assemblies in the political capital Yaoundé, this is an opportunity to have greater local autonomy. Each of the country's 10 provinces will have a regional assembly made up of both traditional leaders and elected officials who will have a say on provincial affairs.
Moving on now, raging floods induced by heavy rainfall have inundated several low-lying areas of central Italy and have brought livelihood to a standstill. 60 families were evacuated on Sunday in the Emilia-Romagna region of central Italy. Authorities have also issued avalanche alerts in region as a result of the heavy snowfall. As a result, Panaro River bank burst and following heavy rain and landslides, which also led to blockade and subsequent closure of major roads and highways in the region.
There was confusion and panic in the southern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh on Sunday, as at least 227 people were admitted to hospital, having contracted an unknown disease. The first case of the mysterious illness was reported on Saturday. Doctors said the symptoms include dizziness, nausea, headache and epilepsy-like symptoms, affecting both young and old alike. The state's health minister, who visited Uluru Government General Hospital, said the situation is under control, with all patients now reported as stable. Blood samples were sent to labs and no viral infections were detected. All the patients were tested for COVID-19 and all tested negative, according to local media reports. The state government is now focusing on the areas where the cases are prevalent, and a door-to-door survey is being conducted to monitor the condition of residents.
A tall order for wildlife conservationists tasked with rescuing 8 giraffes that became stranded on a flooded island. The team braved crocodile-infested waters in western Kenya to reach the animals. Using a specially adapted barge, they then transported the giraffes downriver from Longacharo Island to the mainland. The creatures had become trapped after several days of heavy rain left the island cut off. A critically endangered subspecies of the northern giraffe, these animals once roamed the entire Rift Valley in Kenya and into Uganda. Just 3,000 of them now remain across the whole continent. Conservationists reintroduced the Rothschild giraffe to this part of Kenya 10 years ago in an effort to increase their population and protect them from predators. The rescue mission was organised by the Kenya Wildlife Service with help from local NGOs.
Five, four, three, two, one.